Dustin Rider Review.
Hey YouTube, Dustin Rider here. Welcome to my review for the Power Rangers Beast Morphers 12-inch figures. I've already taken a look at Red Ranger in a separate review, so I'll just do a brief once-over of him, at the end, but we're mainly here to take a look at Blue and Blaze here. That sounds like a weird nightclub. But let's take a look at Blaze first, actually, because this is the one I'm most excited about. If you watch any of my Beast Morphers coverage, you know that I love Darkbuster, and I love this suit, and I never thought we would get proper figures of him. And the fact that we not only have stuff like the standard figure, but this, I'm really happy about. And honestly, I think he looks pretty solid. My same points stand from the Red Ranger review, that it basically just does the pretty much the minimum for paint, but it's pretty solid. I mean, I really don't feel there's any huge details missing from the head sculpt. Like, it still looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit, but nothing that I'm like, oh my god, that's really obvious. And I think the visor looks pretty solid there. It's got kind of a nice shine to it off the light. It's pretty well proportioned. I don't feel there's anything really off that I'm noticing. You can move the head up and down and around, which is nice. You can give it some personality. The arms also move in and out and side to side. The legs as well, just like that's the standard for all of them. And there's obviously some details missing here, like this probably could have been painted. But it's still got some of the solid, like, mold details, just not painted in there. I think with him, I'm the most biased because he's technically the same quality as the others, but I just love this suit so much, and it's cool to have such a large scale figure of it that I'm pretty happy with it. Again, if you know what you're in for and you know it's not going to be the best painted, it's kind of a cool large-scale figure. He comes with his weapon here, which without any paint on it looks like an angel blade. So he's ready to go, take care of some angels and some demons. So yeah, I'm really happy with this figure. Now we have Blue here, and I've been talking about this in many of the reviews that I feel the head sculpt is a little bit off on the Blue Ranger figures. I think his is actually the most solid I've seen. Again, I think it's a personal thing, but I think this is the closest that I feel is correct to what the dimensions feel like in space. No, but I mean in the show. But pretty solid. They do a really good job, I think, at the paint, which I think is important here in particular. Oh, sorry, I just got super yellow in here. We're doing Yellow Ranger next time, hopefully. But, where it has, like, the shine here, and it's got the silver here. And then, again, much like Red, very much the same details. The thing that bugs me on this is you have the Morpher facing forward like this, and it feels so awkward, and you can't move it because only the hands swivel. And he only comes with the camera weapon for him. And the only other thing that bugs me, too, is that the hands both of them are permanently in the holding the gun hand pose. Like, I get it, you want people to be able to choose left or right-handed, but at the same time, it makes one of the hands look awkward, and I would rather it just be like a closed fist or something standard just to make it seem less weird. And to be fair, it's that way for all of them. And in case you didn't see him, here is Red Ranger. I'll post the original review in there where I go over it more in detail, but pretty much all the same points I said before, but with Red. Couple notes here now. Watch out for QC issues. This has kind of been a thing I've seen in both these and the smaller figures. Various little paint nicks, like you can see that under there, and details. So if you want one of these and you're concerned about stuff like that, just go ahead and, inspect them. Maybe even wait till you find it somewhere else if something's bothersome. It tends to usually only bother me if it's something prominent, like a scratch here or something on the helmet. Also, as for comparisons to the Bandai versions of these, I could not for the life of me find the Dino Charge ones, that I kept around, but I'll put up in the corner here a little video of me reviewing, I think silver and purple is what I'm going to use. Future me, get on that. Just so you can see the sort of the differences in the approach, because I was kind of trying to talk about like how Bandai might handle this being a more leathery material, and you can sort of see how it was a little bit different in the way they handled it, both in terms of the sculpt and in terms of the fact that the Dino Charge suits were more regular. And I was trying to convey a point in my review of him of like, if Bandai would have done it, would they have gone full leather or tried a weird approach? And I was having a hard time conveying that in an example, and this is what I was talking about. This is an Overdrive figure. This was a Disney Store exclusive. It wasn't part of the main line, but this is sort of what I was talking about. Like, if they maybe would have taken this approach. I mean, obviously you have the super muscles here, so this isn't a good representation for a Nutcracker figure. It's a totally different type of more articulated figure. But what I'm talking about is if maybe they would have taken the approach of making this flat rather than using the leather. So like, I'm not sure. I was trying to convey that that might have been a possibility, and that's like a good example of that. But sorry I couldn't find a direct comparison, but hopefully the video gives you the idea. Plus, you probably would have seen those in store a bunch of times. But overall, the same opinion of these kind of holds up. I think they are a little bit of an upgrade from the Nutcracker figures we were getting with Bandai, but I still think they're pretty comparable. But I do kind of like these, to be honest. I mean, they're not gonna win any awards or be any top recommendations for me by the end of the year. But I think if you really like these suits and you're into something like this and you know they're not gonna be the best detailed, they're honestly not half bad. But anyway, that's about it. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell to get notifications for all my Power Rangers toy reviews and news. Until next time, Dawson Rider, signing out.